Hey guys, it's Christina. Welcome back to my channel. It's been a minute, but here we are with another video. This is going to be a bunch of random clips of food I have been making and eating. I wouldn't say recently. These are actually all from a few months ago. So they're all going to be not super springy or summery and just kind of random. But here we go. This is actually starting off from where my last video ended, and I'm making these tofu nuggets. It's just some super firm tofu that I ripped up into little nugget-sized pieces and coated with garlic powder, onion powder, nutritional yeast, some chickpea flour because I didn't have cornstarch. Usually I would use cornstarch, and then also some cayenne for a little bit of spice. And then I dumped in some of these potatoes that I parboiled. I cut them into these wedge shapes because I wanted them to be like fries. And I just dumped that into the same thing that I had the tofu seasoning mixture in, and then also added a little bit more seasoning. It's nice because the chickpea flour or the cornstarch, if that's what you use, will also coat the potatoes and help it get crispy even though we're just baking them. And this is what it looked like before they were cooked. And while they cooked, my tofu nuggets cooked in the air fryer, and then I added a very small amount of barbecue sauce that I had just hanging in my fridge. This is a very random meal because it's using kind of just like whatever was in my fridge. Like I'm serving it with shredded lettuce because that's the only fresh produce that I had to go with this meal that day. But yeah, I've been liking this vibe a lot, like doing like tofu nuggets and like mac and cheese or like fries or something like that because it just feels super nostalgic and ends up actually not being that unhealthy. Hey guys, it's Christina here. Pardon this lighting, it's very gray. But this next clip, I'm making some rice paper tofu dumplings. It's basically just a tofu and veggie filling that I then wrap in rice paper and then pan fry them a bit in toasted sesame oil. I thought I had a clip of me explaining that and cooking the filling, but I guess maybe it got deleted because the only clip I had left was just me rolling up the tofu dumplings and pan frying them. But the filling is super firm, a whole block of super firm tofu that I then season with a bunch of things. I have like a ginger type spice blend that I put into it. It's like ginger and lemongrass. Then I put some anise in it, some oregano in it, garlic powder, onion powder, black pepper, a little bit of soy sauce, and then also some umami seasoning, like mushroom powder. And then I put, how I season the tofu. And then I put in like a pre-chopped broccoli, carrot, kale type slaw. So no chopping, it's just like in a bag. It's like broccoli, shredded carrot, and kale. And I just add that with the tofu. And then, yep, that's my filling. And then I wrap the filling with rice paper, and it turns out so delicious every time. These are the cooked ones, and then these are the ones that are cooking, and these are what they look like while they're not cooked. Super pretty. They're gonna taste so good. I forgot to mention I've actually made these before, so I know they're gonna come out fantastic, and they're relatively quick and relatively healthy considering they taste like takeout to make. So highly recommend this or something like this. I cannot be bothered tonight. I think this is the quickest dinner I've ever made. It's some microwavable barbecue jackfruit on a bun. Got some pickles under there. Topped it off with some of that broccoli slaw. This is the jackfruit I used. I got this from Trader Joe's. I've never had it. Hopefully it's good. I'm so hungry and tired and just need to eat this. We'll let you know how it was. Highly recommend. This was so good. I love the barbecue sauce. The barbecue sauce was so good. Oh, and I didn't even see the picture on the thing, but that's kind of what my sandwich looked like. Huh. Anyway, for lunch tomorrow, I'm actually making like a salad. So I'm going to put, this is some leftover rice I have. So I'm going to just put this in here, heat that up at work, and then serve it over some of the broccoli slaw, as well as like a kale Brussels sprout slaw I had left over. So that's lunch tomorrow. Easy lunch and easy dinner. So at breakfast I've been loving lately is pancakes. I've just been using some store-bought pancake mix and replacing both the oil and egg with flax egg. So if it wants one egg, I'll use one flax egg, and if it wants like 1 tablespoon of oil, I'll use like another flax egg. And this day I did little mini pancakes. That's why I had the ice cream scooper. One scoop made pancakes about this size, and then I just added in some blueberries. Still working on my flips. My spatula is quite wide, so it was a little hard to flip these ones. But then I also ended up making one giant pancake because with the leftover batter that couldn't all fit in a mini one. And I added some chocolate chips too to this one, and it was so good. Nothing like starting the day off with soup. I'm like currently crying because I cut up all these leeks and now my eyes are watery. Whew. But yeah, I have some more leeks here that I don't know what I'm gonna do with. I don't normally cook with leeks, so yeah, I don't know what. But all this is gonna go in a soup. There's gonna be some gnocchi in the soup. There's gonna be some like beans in the soup. Nooch might add some like plant milk. I'm not really sure. I'm just vibing. There she is. Some soup. You can see the little gnocchi, beans, carrots, leeks. I added some green onion that was getting a little soft in my fridge. And then I guess since I'm here, I'll show you what I'm taking to work. Well, this is gonna be my breakfast: apple bagel. There's a little potato bun in here. For the soup, protein shake. There's also nooch in this, by the way. I added nooch. That's what gave it that yellow color. And yeah, that's it. These are some little chocolate Easter eggs I'm gonna snack on. But I'd say this took me about 40 minutes to make. It was a lot of chopping and like washing of the leeks, so not super quick, but pretty low effort, and it came out delicious. This soup made about 3 servings, but I stored the gnocchi separately than the broth and then just added the gnocchi in day of. And now we're on to our last meal, which is a very good one. It is ramen. This is a creamy soy milk ramen. I got this recipe from Sarah's Vegan Kitchen. I've made it several times. It is so good. It's a good new go-to recipe. I actually love it for entertaining. I've made it for a few people now. So this time in particular was for my boyfriend and his family on his birthday. So I actually prepped it all the night before. It's pretty easy to prep. It's just a bunch of garlic and a bunch of green onions as the base of like the broth, or I should say the aromatics of the broth. There should also be fresh ginger, but I never have fresh ginger these days, so I just added some ground ginger at this point. And that cooks, and while it sautés and gets yummy, flavorful, and aromatic, then you're gonna also add in some miso paste. And it's gonna take a little bit of work to get the miso paste like blended into the mixture, but I swear you can do it. It'll get there eventually. And this adds such good flavor. And this is totally optional, but I also like adding some like garlic chili sauce. You can definitely tell that it's spicy, so I use about 2 teaspoons, and I would say if you're not spice oriented, that is actually pretty spicy. So maybe only use like half a teaspoon or 1 teaspoon. And then if you like things really spicy, I would just double it, like go for the full tablespoon or like a tablespoon and a half. But after that's all added and you kind of got that miso paste into a mixture, you'll just get it even more combined with a little bit of your broth. So this is where I kind of deviate from Sarah's recipe. Sarah makes her own broth, and I don't, mostly just because of laziness, to be honest. I actually just buy a store-bought broth. I use this one brand. I'll link it below. It's okay. I would also recommend using like a mushroom veggie broth. Like that also works as well. Or just regular vegetable broth would work too. So once you use the broth to get the miso paste and all that stuff into like an actual liquidy mixture, you can add some soy sauce in. As you saw, I only had soy sauce packets, not actual soy sauce. And then you add your broth and you let that just simmer away. So Sarah's recipe is for about 4 servings, but since this was for 6 people, I doubled it to make it 8 servings. If you are buying this like ramen broth. That makes it a little bit pricey, not gonna lie, but again, this was for a special occasion, so I didn't mind splurging a bit. And you could also just make it a lot cheaper by not using the ramen broth and making your own, or just using veggie stock like I said. Then you let this simmer for 15 minutes and it's done. So I can't remember if I said that I was making the ramen the night before, just the broth, and then cooking up all the toppings the day of. So it is not the day of. I'm heating up my broth. Right before serving, I'm gonna add some soy milk. And right now these are some mushrooms cooking, oyster mushrooms. And then I have my oven on, so once these are cooked, I'm just gonna keep them in the oven to keep them warm. Have some water getting hot, so when we're ready to eat the ramen, it's good to boil. And I'll show you what other veggies I'm cooking up. We have a lot of stuff. Gonna steam some broccoli now. Just let that chill. It doesn't all fit. I don't have a good lid for this pan, but it'll do its thing. You can't mess up steaming. I also steamed some bok choy, which is my absolute favorite vegetable in ramen. The ramen turned out so good, but I just got so distracted because I was making this huge batch of food for how many people was it? 6 people. So I ended up not even filming the finished product, unfortunately. But you know what ramen noodles look like. You can use your imagination. I also put some corn and edamame out so people could kind of choose their own adventure if they wanted to top it with the mushrooms, the broccoli, the bok choy, corn, edamame, and then there was also air fried tofu that I forgot to show you guys, but I air fried some tofu to go with the ramen and to make it a little bit more filling as well. If I make this again, this is like literally my 3rd or 4th time making this ramen, and I never film it, and I was so proud that I was like actually filming it. And then of course I didn't show the finished product, but if I make it again, I will show the finished product. It's so good. It's based off of Sarah's Vegan Kitchen, a recipe she makes, so I will link that below. But yeah, that's it for now. I hope you guys really like this video. I know it's been a while since I've posted, but I'm still cooking. Still loving cooking, especially now that the weather's getting warmer. I am enjoying making salads again and things of that nature. Some fresh vegetable pastas and stuff like that. So I have a lot of content coming up soon, hopefully. But yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.